PICO 4, changing the VR industry. The PICO 4 is the primary VR headset that challenges this feature. It works standalone, gives famous VR video games, and charges much less than a Meta Quest 2, regardless of the element better hardware device. Before we start with the video, just make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. Turn the bell notification on so that you'll never miss any of our crazy updates. Meta competitor ByteDance obtained PICO within the summertime of 2021. The proprietor of the quickest developing social network is now attacking Meta inside the digital fact vicinity with the aid of making an investment in the generation and pricing its products as aggressively as Meta's. The Meta Quest 2 is one of the most famous VR headsets available in the marketplace. It's additionally one of the easiest avenues to get into VR gaming because it's a standalone machine and is enormously fairly priced in evaluation to alternatives just like the Valve Index. That's barely much less proper now, as a recent fee hike accelerated the fee with a useful resource of $100. Because there isn't a terrific deal else available on the market quite like Meta's flagship headset, alternatives are constrained. However, the PICO 4 VR headset should soon be on the way to assign the Meta Quest 2 headset. According to a WeChat publication, the competitor of the Meta Quest 2 is the PICO 4 from the Chinese commercial enterprise agency ByteDance. Previously, the enterprise employer launched the PICO Neo 3 within the West, which ended up magnificent in its private way. It wasn't sincerely a right-away competitor to the Meta Quest 2, but it did display promise. This time around, the PICO 4 VR headset will without delay compete with Meta Quest 2, whilst the PICO 4 Pro version will compete with Meta's Project Cambria. While PICO sold its VR product specifically to organizations and Chinese clients earlier in the acquisition, the employer is pushing into the West under the aegis of ByteDance. The PICO Neo 3 Link was modified into the primary market. One of the methods that PICO 4 pursues to compete toward the Meta Quest 2's VR reign is with the aid of pancake lenses. These make the headset lighter and allow for higher photographs nice. Naturally, the better excellent of the hardware technique, it'll be more highly priced than the PICO Neo 3. We ought to have every other stable new access into the VR marketplace if ByteDance is capable of changing the headset competitively towards the Meta Quest 2, despite the fact that, after many rumors, PICO formally unveiled the PICO 4 on September 22. This is number one time Western consumers have a desire for lower priced standalone headsets. Meta Quest 2 and PICO 4. Although the PICO 4 uses new VR technologies in some areas, it is not in direct competition with Meta's upcoming Quest Pro VR headset. The PICO 4 Pro, with a view to look at later, is better suitable for that. You can observe greater about that under Performance. PICO 4. In terms of performance, both devices are equipped with Snapdragon XR2, that's the contemporary well-known chip for standalone VR headsets. However, the PICO 4 has 8GB of working reminiscence in the desire to the 6GB of the Quest 2, that has to now not make a big distinction. Resolution. PICO 4. The 2.56-inch LC presentations have a slightly higher decision of 2.160 by 2.160 pixels than the Meta Quest 2's single display screen 1920 by 1832 pixels. The supported refresh speeds are 72 and 90 Hz. The headset is licensed for low blue mild and thus gives a watch a constant great gaming monitor. Lenses. PICO 4. The vital distinction between Quest 2 and PICO 4 is that PICO 4 uses pancake lenses. These permit for a miles slimmer shape issue and lighter weight than Meta Quest 2, which uses conventional Fresnel lenses. Quest Pro can also use pancake lenses. The area of view is 105 degrees, consistent with PICO. Because of the proximity of the pancake lenses to the individual's eyes, the sector of view seems larger than the degree figure indicates, as our first palms on shows. Lens distance. PICO 4. Unlike the Quest 2, which best offers 3 ranges, you could continuously regulate the lens distance on the PICO 4. The headset supports an IPD range of 62 to 72mm. If you put on glasses, you may use the protected headset spacer to higher defend the lenses. However, regular eyeglass frames in shape beneath with no problems. Weight. PICO 4. Thanks to the pancake optics and the battery on the lower back, the PICO 4's casing weighs a nice 295 grams. With the pinnacle mount, it weighs a complete 586 grams. In keeping with the manufacturer, the head mount is sturdier and higher splendid than the easy cloth strap of the Meta Quest 2 and offers an adjustable strap with non-slip synthetic leather. The Quest Pro butt may additionally have a strong head mount in keeping with first leaks, but it seems to shift the burden of the VR headset extra to the upper half of the forehead. Battery. PICO 4. The battery offers a capability of 5,300 mAh and is meant to run up to 3 hours at a stretch. Quest 2 runs for about 2 to 3 hours. The battery helps Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0 and might for this reason be recharged quickly. PICO 4 Pro. The PICO 4 Pro is predicted to offer more eye and face tracking and compete with the Quest Pro. It might be introduced later this year. However, will handiest be bought through groups and developers. Feedback returned on the tool can be used to decorate the VR headset and probably sell it to domestic users in 2023. It's possible that PICO will anticipate the Quest Pro to be unveiled on November 11, 2022 and realign pricing and advertising after that. Integrated speakers PICO 4. The speakers are incorporated into the Pinnacle mount and provide 3D surround sound. 2 incorporated microphones, manual noise cut price up to 30 decibels and echo cancellation up to 50 decibels. Pass-through mode PICO 4. Like Meta Quest 2, PICO 4 has 4 cameras for room tracking. A 16-megapixel RGB digital camera is included in the front and permits a sharper RGB pass-through mode. Meta Quest 2 handiest gives a bad satisfactory black and white pass-through. However, the Quest Pro will provide a color virtual digital camera and shade pass-through. Controllers PICO 4. In addition to the VR headsets, the VR controllers have additionally been absolutely redesigned and are greater fashionable than the ones of the PICO Neo 3 Link. The tracking earrings now run diagonally to the wrist in the desire to stick out from the grip, permitting you to convey the controllers nearer together without the tracking rings getting within the manner. Hand monitoring PICO 4. Yes. OS PICO 4. The headset runs on Android like Quest 2 and makes use of a VR-optimized operating tool called PICO OS. VR apps PICO 4. There are VR apps in the PICO store that cowl gaming, fitness, video, and social. Confirmed VR video games to this point encompass Peaky Blinders, The King's Ransom, Ultimax, and The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners 2. Exclusive excessive profile video games like Meta's Resident Evil 4 are lacking up to now. Extraordinary cooperation with Ubisoft has to begin in 2023. Just Dance will then be released inside the PICO store. Cable and Wi-Fi streaming PICO 4. The PICO 4 no longer has a DisplayPort cable connector for native PC VR streaming. A USB-C cable for a video streaming signal is also no longer available. As a reason, PICO factors the PICO Neo 3 Link, which is meant for gamers who want to play Steam VR video games as an example. The PICO 4 is only supported for nearby mobile apps. 2023, there's supposed to be a Wi-Fi dongle for direct transmission between PC and PICO 4. PICO did not manipulate Wi-Fi streaming very well in the past, so the drift to a dongle is obvious. A Wi-Fi dongle is likewise planned for the Quest headsets soon. Launched headset rate PICO 4. The PICO 4 is to be had in versions 128GB or 429 EUR or 256GB 499 EUR. The tool is already passed on sale in Europe, Japan, and South Korea on October 18, 2022. Singapore and Malaysia are to be bought later. PICO Interactive isn't always currently imparting info on when the headset will pass on sales inside the United States. Accessories PICO 4. PICO plans the subsequent accessories for 2023. PICO Health Band to correctly screen the movements of the decreased frame, wearing a case for clean transportation, and USB dongle for Wi-Fi PC VR. PICO 4 supports Wi-Fi 6 for PC VR streaming. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Follow us for more updates. Thanks for watching!